Previously on Sailing Aquarius. A super safari. We just got back to Tanga from safari and we have a lot to do and just a couple of days to get ready and leave Tanga where Aquarius spent a couple of months. So lots to do. So that's the current status of Aquarius. And this is, I believe, very first time we ever removed the fridge.
Yeah.
On Aquarius, we have a big refrigerator / freezer under the seat and a regular fridge in the kitchen, which was misbehaving for years. To be honest, 4 years ago, we bought a cooling plate and compressor to replace it, but somehow it still worked just enough, so we kind of postponed every single time. But now, it's the time to change it. And as usual on a boat, it's like a jigsaw puzzle. To remove refrigerator, we had to move washing machine. So it's a lot of mess. It was really nice and helpful to have a local refrigeration guy to help us out. So now's the time when it really pays back. Captain Ken having a really nice system of the boxes.
That is correct, Armando.
So I was able to give him the zip ties, I was able to give him fuses electrical, and one of them was very heavy in the way. I was able just to push it away and move forward. So yeah, very, very nice job.
We're trying to get our refrigerator fixed, and it looks like we've got everything done. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have a working refrigerator by tonight. Mr. Addo is being a very big help, and we're doing really good, I think.
After the refrigerator is installed, tested, and it's working, it's time to put back the washing machine. And now we are in town in customs. In Tanzania, doesn't matter where you go, as soon as you move, you have to get local documents. And while in town, we also provision for some fresh groceries. While everybody's watching a soccer match. Next day, next challenges, more things to do.
We're gonna try out the SMACO.
You mean business with that little suitcase, don't you?
Well, someone's got to do business around here.
Poor man has to do absolutely everything. Oh, look how nicely our pillows fold. If you haven't seen that before. Don't you like those cushions?
Yes. If you have an Amal and you don't have those cushions exactly like that, you're doing something wrong.
Oh, come on.
Thing we're gonna have to put on goes to our piece here. Just gonna pop that on. So it's nice to have something small. You just go down, make sure everything's okay, pop back up. It's time. What are we gonna do? So let me show you what we're gonna do with this SMACO this time. One of the things is to clean the prop up a little bit, but the other thing we've got to do is we want to change out the depth sounder for a depth, speed, temperature indicator, which is NEMA 2000. And one of the things with doing this, if I go under the boat and put my hand over the intake, it's a little bit better and a little bit faster to, pull out the old through hole and put in the new one. Well, we're not changing the through hole, but we're changing the actual transducer. But anyways, when you pull it out, you got a hole in the bottom of your boat, a bunch of water comes in. But if I've got my hand over it on the bottom, then Javila can just pull it out and then put in the new one, and hardly any water comes in the boat. So we're going to do that with this. I'm going to also go down and clean the prop, and so we'll get all of this done, and then hopefully we'll have NEMA 2000 depth, speed, and temperature of the water. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to be replacing our transducer with this transducer, and this one here has speed, temperature, and depth on it, and it's a NEMA 2000. So this one is made by Airmar. So DSD A10 is what we're replacing it with. That means on our panel up there, the speed indicator will not work, and neither will the depth, but we can pick that up on our NEMA 2000 devices, and it will be transmitted over Wi-Fi, so all of our Wi-Fi devices are going to be picking up the temperature and the speed and the depth. But one of the things about changing these out, and one of the things that I didn't know in the beginning, was you really have to grease them up a lot. And the grease helps keep this area dry. If you look in my area here, this is slightly damp, just ever so slightly damp. And the rest of this is completely dry. That's how you want your compartment. You want it completely dry. If it's not dry, what you want to do is you want to change out the O-rings in your transducer and make sure it's dry. Mine was always a little bit wet before, but as soon as I got a bunch of grease and stuck it on there and shoved that thing back in there, I've been keeping it completely dry, and that's how you want to keep it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna grease this baby up and get it ready for Javila to pop this thing into place, because she's gonna pull one out and then she's gonna push this one into place. And if it doesn't work as well as it should, if something happens and it gets stuck, then what she needs to do is put the old one right back in.
Can I add something? Last time when we were changing, I think we were changing echo sounder, forward looking sonar transducer. You was holding the bottom of the deck so closely that because of the suction I couldn't pull out the transducer.
Yeah, and then I felt that there was suction on there, so I let some water in, because you got a little bit of water in, and so I let a little bit in. She was able to get it back out, and so we got a little bit of water in the boat. And it's going to happen, you're going to get a little water when you do this, but not much. All right, let's get this ready to go on. We're just going to put some grease all around this baby. Okay, one of the things about cleaning the bottom of the boat is you want to one, have a nice pair of gloves, because if there's barnacles on the bottom of the boat, you're going to cut up your hands like I did a few weeks ago. So I bought some new gloves, and these are just to clean the bottom of the boat. Something nice, lightweight, that can take a couple barnacles without ripping apart. You need a scraper to scrape off the barnacles, and I like this type of stuff to cleaning the sides, so it doesn't scrape too much on your gel coat. So we're going to leave those in there, and we also keep a brush. Where's my brush? There's my brushes right there. So this brush here, I love using these brushes. We got a little bit of, what do they call that? Bilge oil on the side of our boat, because some boat up in Tanga dropped a bunch of bilge oil, and all the boats, one side of them, got covered with some oily stuff. So I'm thinking I might be able to clean it with this. Hopefully I'll be able to get that stuff off, and then the rest of the stuff with this. But I need to go down there and I'll take all my stuff to get everything cleaned up, and we'll also try out the SMACO. Now the great thing about this is it doesn't weigh that much, maybe 10 pounds. All the setup is like a BC. Oh, hey, if anybody wants to sponsor Aquarius for masks, I'm all in, because this one's getting a little bit old and I need a new mask. So let's get moving.
Bye, babe.
Whoa! Whoa! Oh, it's so cold.
Is it?
No.
Luckily, the prop was clean, so no need to scrub it here. And this is where it's transducer, and it got a good scrub. So I can change the transducer inside.
It's moving. Okay. Done!
SMACO did the job, and now we're gonna get her all cleaned up. So I could have done that with my long hose, my really, really long hose. But I just wanted to try out the SMACO. But this thing would be great to go down, get your anchor. There's a lot of good things, you know. This could be a good emergency piece if you had to do something. So I really think it's good. Give it a thumbs up. Okay, we got this thing in the slot. Now let's get it all lined up. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see if we've got depth now.
Depth 6.3.
Wow, wow, wow. That seems to be working. Speed is 0. 82 degrees water temperature. One might be asking why we're installing the NEMA 2000 piece by piece, and you know, part of the Hydra 2000 is still working even though it is 23 years old. Most of the boats that are this age have already replaced the Hydra 2000 to something new. I still like all of the displays here, and I'm going to try to get them to work on NEMA 2000. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet, but that's going to be a project that's coming up when we get to the Med. But we lost our boat speed. That's the ultrasonic boat speed that we had, you know, since this thing was new. That stopped working about a year to 2 years ago or so. So we haven't had boat speed. And the thing about boat speed is, if you want to know what the current is, you have to know what your boat speed in the water is. So the boat through the water. Then you can subtract it off your GPS speed, and then you've got, you know, what your current is. But we can't do that right now because our boat speed was down. And the best way to change that is to get one of the, I think it's a DTS 810 or something like that from Airmar, and it replaces right in the same hole. There's no drilling, there's no replacing a through hole, and then we can actually, you know, get speed. But because these displays don't work off Hydra 2000, they don't show up. But I want to get them to work because I really love these analog displays, and I'm going to do some measurements because I brought a scope with me. I'm going to do some measurements on these and try to figure out a way to do it. And we still have wind speed and we still have wind angle on this apparent. But our depth meter and our boat speed won't work. But on this one here, we're going to have the boat speed and the depth. And we also, on our EcoPilot, we have depth. So this way, you know, we're going to have depth on our Furuno and then depth on our our Echo Pilot. So that should be enough.
Next on Sailing Aquarius.
I really don't want to go outside to film.
Man, we are struggling to get 4 knots here.
If you like this video, give us a like down below and click here to subscribe. That really helps us. And if you want to watch more of us, click one of those.
They said they came from Spanish.